Hello everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video we are going to remove all of the old kitchen countertops in preparation for the new kitchen countertops that are coming, and we're also going to be building some new floating shelves for here in the kitchen, so I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I'm starting off by cleaning off the countertops, and then I'm going to go ahead and put our chicken in the oven for lunch, just so that can go ahead and cook while we start ripping off these countertops. Now originally today's video was supposed to be us removing the countertops and then the new countertops getting installed, because they were supposed to be installed on Tuesday of this week, but they called and had to reschedule because they had some delays, which was really disappointing. But the countertops will be getting installed here in a few days, first thing on Monday morning. So the next video here on my channel in a couple days will be the new countertop install. We'll also be installing the sink and the faucet, so stay tuned for that video coming in a couple days on Saturday morning. It will be like part 2 to this video. We had to remove this sink before we could remove this big piece of countertop over here. So I quickly washed this out because I wanted to take pictures of it before we pulled it out so that I could list it for sale. And if you hear any noise in the background of this voiceover, it's because it's pouring the rain outside right now. It rained all night last night and now it's raining again today, which is awesome. We needed it so bad. So after Jalen unhooked the pipes from the sink, we were able to just lift that right out of the countertop because they hadn't even sealed it in or anything. And so because of that, water was seeping underneath of the sink and it was causing the laminate to mold there at the back underneath of the sink, as you can see there, which was so disgusting. It made us extra glad that we were removing this countertop and this sink. This whole section right here from the edge of this cabinet all the way over to that corner was all one piece. So just to make it a little bit easier to carry out and to load into someone's truck, we just cut it right there at the sink into 2 pieces. We figured the person who was picking it up for free didn't want the moldy part of the countertop anyway, so Jalen just cut it right there with the oscillating tool and we took it out in 2 different pieces. We had that whole one side of the countertop removed and my chicken was done in the oven, so it was a good time to take a lunch break. So I paused here to piece together our Caesar salads. Okay, so we paused here to have a quick lunch break, and of course our lunch is on paper plates because we don't have any countertops. But this right here is a really yummy Caesar salad with chicken and bacon on top. I got the recipe off of the Keto Cycle app. So keto is something that both me and Jalen have wanted to try for a really long time, but I had no idea where to start as far as like meal planning and grocery shopping, what we could eat, what we couldn't eat. So I got the Keto Cycle app on my phone, and it makes it so easy because it tells me what we eat for every day of the week, our snacks, breakfast, lunch, supper. And then it also has a grocery shopping list, which makes it so easy for me. I don't have to worry about meal planning or making a grocery list. This already meal plans for me and already has the grocery list written out based off of what the meal plan is for that week. So for today, this morning, both me and Jalen had egg omelets for breakfast. Then our snack this morning was walnuts. Our lunch is the keto Caesar salad. Our snack this afternoon is cheddar cheese. And then for supper tonight, we'll have the keto tuna plate. And Keto Cycle is sponsoring today's video. They are a unique keto diet app where you receive personally tailored meal plans. And on the app, I can also track my steps, my water intake. They've got some workout plans. So whether you're already on keto or you were like us and wanted to try out keto but didn't know where to start as far as what to eat and what to buy at the grocery store and things, then I would highly recommend trying out the Keto Cycle app. And the subscription with the Keto Cycle app is fairly cheap at only $1.25 a week when it's paid annually. So if you want to try out Keto Cycle, go and click the link down below and use my promo code Hannah20 to get 20% off all subscription plans. Okay, so lunch break is over. We're going to get back to work here, removing the last two pieces of countertop. And I've been getting a lot of questions lately on whether or not we're going to replace the stove right here. And we are planning to replace it eventually. That will kind of just be the last big purchase for the kitchen. When we removed these countertops, we had two different layers to remove. So first we took off the laminate, which was screwed onto this plywood, and now next we have to take off the plywood. But first Jalen got a scraper and was just trying to scrape down the high parts here right where the countertop stopped on the wall. After they install the new countertops, then we are going to install a new backsplash, and that will cover up all of this wall back here. And we do have several backsplash samples right now that we're trying to pick from, but we won't make the final decision yet until we get the new countertop. Okay, so our kitchen officially has no countertops, but stay tuned because next Saturday's video will be the countertop install. Okay, so now we are going to tear down these floating shelves in the kitchen and build brand new ones. And I know right now a lot of you are probably thinking, why in the world would you tear these down? Here I'm doing some up close shots with the camera just so that you can see the edges of these. There's a lot of nail holes, cracks, uneven boards, and it makes them rustic, but me and Jalen, I guess, are just too much of perfectionists and we wanted to remake these. We knew that we could make them better than this. These were the first floating shelves that we ever made. And after we made the bench out here in the laundry room and we got the nice mitered edge, we filled in all the cracks with wood putty and sanded it all. It turned out just perfect. And so we wanted to do that for these floating shelves, just to have them look a little bit better since they're out here in the main area. You see them all the time. So we decided to just remake these today. And you guys know us, we aren't going to be wasting any wood. We'll be saving all of this. The front and the side pieces we'll be saving. I'm sure we can use them on some project in the future. And then the top and bottom pieces we were actually able to reuse. We just flipped them over so that we could use the raw side and just restain it. I was always getting questions on how we made those floating shelves, so this is the perfect opportunity to walk you through how we make these. So we made these 8 by 24 inches, but you can make these whatever size you want depending on where you're going to be putting them. So for the side boards and the front boards, those are 1 by 6s. So we cut those to size, and then Jalen cut the mitered edges where the joints come together so we could have that nice edge. And then after that, we just enclosed it with a 1/2 inch plywood, and we were able to reuse the same plywood that we used on the floating shelves previously. We just flipped it the other way so that we could stain it. And now I'm using some wood putty to fill in all of the cracks, all of the nail holes, just so that we can get a nice smooth finish. And then after that wood putty was dry, I took the electric sander over the entire box. I'll be sure and link this one down below because we've been using this one since almost back at the beginning of the renovations. Really love it. It's from Amazon. But I almost sanded this box down a little bit too much and got it too white. I wanted it to be really smooth, but I should have just tried to use a hand sander or used a lighter sanding pad or something on the electric sander, because my stain went on a little bit darker than I wanted it to, just because the wood was so white for me sanding. But they still turned out awesome. The stain matches our beam in the living room and also the mantle, which I'll show you here in a little bit. So we used the same 2x4 braces that we had for last time. Jalen just had to re-screw in the top one, and then you just take your floating shelf hollow box and slide it onto the 2x4, and then Jalen just attached it to the 2x4 at the top with a nail gun. I'm going to finish these off with a clear satin polyurethane. I just painted that on with a paintbrush, and then I let it dry for 24 hours before I decorated these shelves, just to be sure that they wouldn't be sticky or anything. I wanted them to be completely dry. The new floating shelves are a little bit darker than they were before, but before they weren't quite the same color as our big beam here in the ceiling and our mantle, and now that they're a little bit darker, they match everything perfectly. Everything is a nice darker color and it looks amazing. We love how these turned out. Jalen did an awesome job on these mitered edges. There's no nail holes, there's no cracks. These just turned out amazing and smooth, and the color turned out really great with that polyurethane as a top coat. And I almost forgot to say the stain color that we use on all of the wood on the inside of our house and also the outside of our house is called Special Walnut. And yes, I just put my fake little evergreen tree back up there on the top shelf from Christmas time. I wanted something tall and green on this shelf, but I didn't have anything else right now, so I just put that up there until I can get something. So I hope that you all enjoyed today's video. Like I said, stay tuned because the next video on my channel will be the install of the new kitchen countertops. That video will go live in a couple days on Saturday morning, so stay tuned for that. Be sure that you're subscribed with all notifications turned on, and I will see you in a couple days in that brand new video. Bye!